Jules, Ralf Rangnick, according to some excellent reporting done by our colleague Rob Dawson up in Manchester, has said that United he's prioritized 3 players, Haidara, Jude Bellingham, and Erling Haaland.
Okay. Easy targets, basically, yeah?
Well,
cheap and easy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Haaland does have the release clause,
Yeah.
and
Still not cheap and not easy.
Bellingham, you assume, would want to come back. It's interesting. I mean, to me, what it says is that Ralf Rangnick has settled in pretty quickly. He's obviously just the interim manager, as his consulting fee afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at this and say, gee, thank you, Captain Obvious, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about 2 central midfielders and a center forward.
Exactly.
Haidara, I think, is a good player, not necessarily doesn't have the ceiling of a superstar.
Really
Still
young.
young, yeah. The other 2, I think we can say, are safely on their way to being superstars, if not superstars already in Haaland's case. So obviously nobody's going to say, oh no, that's a stupid idea, Ralph.
Yeah.
But it's also, what I find more interesting than those names is that there's already the confidence to at least tell the club, guys, this is what I think you should do.
Yeah.
If you decide to keep me on, let's do this.
Yeah.
If you don't, that's fine. I might still be consultant, or you might
you
not
have
like
to
me anymore.
respect-
But, this is what he's here for. He's a
ambition.
plain talking guy, right?
Yeah, and I think he looks at his squad and said, okay, this is how we can improve and how we should improve this team to go back to being the best and top of everything and winning everything. Who's the best striker that we can get? Erling Haaland. Okay, let's try.
Well, Mbappe's a free agent, right?
I know, but I think I think they maybe know already that he's on the way to somewhere else. Who's the best in midfield that we can get? Who can offer us many years, and we're not going to sign someone who's 28 or 30. Jude Bellingham again. I mean, like you said, you and I could have told them, hey, United, go and sign those 2 guys that we know really well that you've never heard of in Bellingham. And
let me put it this way:
Haidara, I'm a big fan.
Probably is already familiar with Solskjaer's heard of Haaland and Bellingham. I'm pretty sure
everybody has, and they tried Haaland before, and he turned them down.
But the point I was driving at, do you think Solskjaer knows who Haidara is?
Maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe not. But Rangnick does, because obviously he's a RB group kid.
Even if he hadn't been involved with RB Group, he'd know who Haidara is because he follows football closely.
Haidara, by the way, which is an interesting one, because if you make a move in January, which I'm sure Leipzig will listen to offers, he turns 24 in January, but more importantly, he will be at the African Cup of Nations with Mali. So why would you sign? Well, I guess you can sign him and then get him in February at some point, towards the end of February, and still have him for the second part of the season, but it's not ideal. I guess you want to sign someone, especially for what I would think quite a big amount of money, and have him ready for you straight away, not losing him to his national team for 2 months, not knowing what could happen to him fitness-wise, injury-wise, and etc.
It's funny with Haidara, and I just wonder if maybe I'm purely speculating here, because he's a good player. He's looked good when I've seen him. He's also somebody who, if you look at how many games he actually played at Leipzig, and you said he's turning 24 now, so this is not somebody
He turned 24 in January. Yeah,
turned
so
24
he will turn.
He really hasn't played as much as you would have expected under Nagelsmann.
Yeah.
And I guess to some degree it's injuries, to some degree it's the fact that Nagelsmann likes his big mega rotations. I wonder if there's also some element of Rangnick saying, you know what, I appreciate you maybe more than the Red Bull Group do right now, or more than Nagelsmann did as well.
That. Or maybe he thinks, I can make you into what I want you exactly to be. The intensity, the physicality, the fitness, no problem. But then with the ball, he's got a lot of room for improvement. Maybe it's that. It's certainly not as flashy as the other 2, but I think it could be a very clever signing.
But I think if you're not a fan, we both can agree on it's encouraging.
Yeah, of course.
Ralf Rangnick doesn't feel the need to toe the party line, doesn't need to feel the need to go and hide and whatever and not upset people and suck up to them so they give him the job. He says, no, I'm here. This is something we should be looking at.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.